Assalamu alaikum students, I am Shakeel, I am your history teacher. Our today's topic is the foundation of All India Muslim League. We will discuss this topic under three main headings. Initially we will discuss the aims of the Muslim League, then the formation, and finally the objectives. So let's start from the aims. Students, the Muslims were encouraged by their success in persuading Lord Mentors uh, to allow separate electorates at the time of similar deputation, and they decided that the time was now right to form their own political platform. So there was many reasons for the uh, formation of All India Muslim League. Although the British had accepted the similar deputation and partitioned Bengal to establish a Muslim dominant East Bengal, the Muslim community still felt that it lacked the influence that the Hindus had gained through their control of Indian National Congress. No doubt, one of the declared aims of the new organization was to counter the growing influence of the so called Indian National Congress. The British had partitioned Bengal, but this had resulted in a feeling of outrage in the Hindu community. This had reinforced the division between the Muslim community and the Hindu community and had led Muslim leaders to believe that it was even more important to establish their own political organization. So another aim of the Muslim League was to ensure that Muslim views were represented to the British. Some Hindus claim that the British were behind the establishment of the Muslim League to act as a counter to the Congress, but it was the Muslims themselves who set up the new organization. Once Lord Minto had accepted the idea of separate electorates at the time of similar deputation, uh, once Congress had be- become a predominantly Hindu organization, and once the Hindus had begun organized opposition to the partition of Bengal in the form of Swadeshi movement, it was very important that the Muslims would form their own political party to ensure that their views received a hearing from the British rulers. Uh, Now we will discuss the formation of the Muslim League. Here we will discuss some events. Uh, in 1906, Muslim leaders met at the 28th annual session of the Muhammadan Educational Conference at Dhaka. Students, keep in mind the Muhammadan Educational Conference was the organization what was founded by Sir Syed Ahmed Khan. After the conference had finished, a separate meeting was called at the residence of Nawab Salimullah Khan. That meeting was chaired by Nawab Vigarul Mulk to consider setting up an organization to be called All India Muslim League. Said Agha Khan was being chosen as the first president of Muslim League. Different provincial branches were being set. Uh, One branch was being established in London, uh, and Sayyid Amir Ali was being elected as the president of Muslim League London branch. Now we will discuss the objectives of All India Muslim League to be gained in the future. At the first meeting of the new organization in December 1906, the Muslim League declared that its objectives were: first one, to protect and advance the political rights and interests of the Muslims in India. Secondly, to represent Muslim needs, requirements, and aspirations to the government of India. Thirdly, to promote feelings of loyalty towards the British government, and then to remove any misunderstandings amongst the Muslims as to the intentions of any government measure. And finally, to prevent the rise of hostility in Muslims towards other communities living in India. It is true that the British welcomed the formation of Muslim League. It was led by landowners and princes who were moderate in their views and who could help to counter the Hindu protests that were growing day by day. Particularly after the partition of Bengal, uh, a comparison of the resolution passed by League and the Congress in three main policy areas shown how different the views were. The opposition now between Congress and the Muslim League was to be a feature of the Indian politics for the next generation, because the Muslims now they had been united and they were quite ready to take measures for the safeguard of their all types of rights.